What's up, Gotcha Gamers? U2 here, and today we're going to be talking about how to build those characters. The characters you all know that you need for your account to survive any given thing. And that's going to be Abundance characters, the healers of the game. We're going to be talking about how to build all Abundance characters today. So if you like videos like this, and you want to see in-depth build guides on other characters as well, then please subscribe to the channel because I would much appreciate that. Now, before we hop into the video, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Get out of the way before we actually get into the juicy bits. First of all, best in slot light cone. I probably won't mention it across every single character. Just know the best in slot light cone for every character is going to be the signature 5-star light cones, whether that be Huo Huo's Night of Fright light cone, or you could use Bailu's signature light cone. Time waits for no one. This is going to be really good for every single character, and if I don't say it in their part, it doesn't mean it's not good for them, because this is going to be the best light clones for every single person here. My second thing I want to bring up here is substats over sets. Substats are always better than sets, even with the circumstances of your healers. You want to make sure they have enough health to actually survive, do a good amount of healing or attack if you're Luocha, and be able to just provide support for the team. Then you can worry about the sets after that. Now, I will say the planar sets here are a bit more important, and in that case, for this certain circumstance, I would say set over stat for just the actual planar set alone, just because they do provide a pretty noticeable buff for the rest of your team. So with all of this out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into our first character right now, which is going to be the first free-to-play healer you get in the game, Natasha. Alright gamers, so hopping into Natasha now, her whole main thing is her skill removes a debuff from an ally, which is really good. She has some continuous healing effects and stuff like that, but let's talk about the build now. Her best in slot relic set would be the 4-piece speed set. This is what I recommend, 4-piece hacker space. If you can't run this set and you need to get more healing out, then 2-piece passerby, 2-piece hacker space can also work. And if you want to get really HP heavy here and make her survive as much as possible, 2-piece passerby, 2-piece of longevious disciple. Now hopping into the best in slot light cones here is going to be post-op conversation. This is going to be really good for her. Gives her increased energy regeneration rate as well as an outgoing healing boost whenever she uses her ultimate move. So super good there. If you want a free-to-play option, you could use Quid Pro Quo or Cornucopia, which is a 3-star light cone that just increases your outgoing healing. As far as the planar set, you can just run Ageless or Keel here. Both are really good sets to run overall. You can run whatever gives you the best bang for your buck. If you need more HP, Ageless. If you need more effect resistance, then you're going to want to run Keel there. Now let's go ahead and hop into these main stats. On the body, you're going to be wanting to run outgoing healing boost, so she's able to give as much HP as possible, or as much healing that she can possibly give out. On the feet, we're going to be running speed here. On the sphere is going to be HP percentage, and on the rope is going to be energy regen rate, because you want her to be popping that ultimate off as quickly as possible, and to have a nice oh shit button. That's really good to have too. I'm just going to point that out. Having an oh shit button is nice. At least if you're a casual player, not a sweat lord, sweaty McSweaterson like some people are. Now let's hop into these substats now. On the substats, you're going to be wanting to focus on HP percent and HP, speed, and effect resistance. These are the main things you're going to want to focus on with just about every single character on this list here. But with our physical healing queen out of the way, let's talk about probably what I think to be one of the best healers here, which is Lynx. Lynx is not a free-to-play character, but I recommend pulling for if you're a new player or you're a free-to-play player. Lynx can provide a lot of value to your account. She is absolutely amazing. She has a cleanse with her ult, which removes 1 debuff from all allies, and she also has a cleanse with her skill, which can come in clutch if you have the right add-ons. Now let's hop into this kid here. 4-piece speed set here is going to be absolutely banging for her. Other sets you can run, like I mentioned before, you can run 2 hacker space, 2 passerby, or you can run 2-piece disciple, 2-piece passerby. Whatever you want more, whatever suits your case or need more. If you need more HP and healing, then obviously run the 2-piece disciple and passerby. If you want like a mix between speed and healing, then obviously run the 2-piece speed and 2-piece passerby. Hopping into those light cones now. The light cones is going to be post-op conversation yet again. I think this is going to be her best in slot light cone. This is a really good light cone all around, guys. So save as many as you can get. I would recommend having multiple on your account if you can. Post-op just comes in clutch for a lot of these characters, except for 2 on this list here. Now, let's talk about her best free-to-play option, which is going to be Quid Pro Quo or even Cornucopia, like I mentioned before, for that extra outgoing healing boost. Now, for the actual planar set, we're going to run Age or Keel here. Depending on what your needs are, run whatever one is best for you or whichever one you have the best stats of. Now hopping into your main and substats, we're going to be running outgoing healing boost for the body, speed for the boots, HP percentage for the actual sphere itself, and then for the rope is going to be energy regen rate. On those subs is going to be HP percentage, flat HP, speed, and effect resistance. This right here is going to be everything that you need for your Lynx to make sure she's able to provide as much as possible. Also, E2 Lynx is really good, so if you want to get Lynx, I would recommend going for E2 as well, because it gives you your bang for your buck. And we do have a full build guide for her as well on the channel. Now let's go ahead and talk about Miss Bailu, which is honestly, she's kind of washed now. She's kind of washed now. I would recommend building Lynx over Bailu. That's just my opinion on that. But anyways, let's talk about her build. If you don't have a Lynx, you have a Bailu, because she still does offer pretty good stuff, especially her revive, which is really nice for casual players that don't want to sweat too much through events or anything like that. This is a huge oh shit button. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about her set now. 4-piece speed set here as well. Her outgoing healing is honestly enough. If you want some more though, you can run 2-piece hacker space, 2-piece of the passerby if you really want to do that. I mean, like I said, her outgoing healing, her healing's already massive to begin with, so you can run this if you want. You don't have to. Now, as far as those best in slot light cones, her signature light cone, really good. If not, post-op conversation is going to be good for her as well. Talking about her best free-to-play options, Quid Pro Quo really helps the team with getting energy back. Also, Cornucopia if you do want some extra outgoing healing here. As far as those planner sets, Age and Keel, again, whatever fits your need the most, run whatever one's the best for you. Hopping into those main and subsets now, outgoing healing boost on the body to maximize the heal she's giving out, speed on the boots, HP percentage on the body to make sure she's tanky enough, and also to make sure that she's providing a good amount of healing. And finally, energy regen rope, so she's able to proc that ultimate off as much as you need. Hopping into those substats now, HP percentage, HP, speed, effect resistance, same as just about every healer except for Luocha. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, Bailu can be really good for your account. Like I said, she has a revive and she has continuous healing. I would recommend building a lot more into effect resistance though, because if you are stunned, frozen, CC'd, she will not be reviving you. Just a heads up for that. Now let's hop into the man of the hour here, the only guy in the abundance category, the beautiful, luscious king himself, Luocha. Now, Luocha, it does run differently from every other character on this list because everything he has scales off attack. So his best in slot is going to be a 4-piece musketeer. That's what I recommend. Just 4-piece musketeer, get his attack up as much as possible so he's able to give you as much healing as possible. Next is going to be, what light cone do you want to run on him? What's his best in slot? Obviously, his signature light cone is super good, and post-op conversation, the same with just about every other character on this list here. Now, if you want to get wild and wacky here, another thing I can recommend would be the multiplication light cone for the free-to-play option, just because every time he uses a basic attack, it'll advance for his action, meaning you can get him back up to speed a lot faster. So if you need that oh shit button of that instant heal at 50%, this will be providing that to you, or help you to provide that to the rest of your team. As far as those planner sets goes, Age or Keyless, whatever one fits your playstyle more, whatever one you need more of. Now hopping into those main and subsets now, obviously since his everything scales off of attack, his body is going to be attack percentage. His boots are going to be speed boots because you want him going as fast as possible. His imaginary damage for the sphere, Ayo, let's go. And then finally, for the rope, it's going to be ERR. Now, as far as the subsets go, obviously it's going to play into this. Speed, attack percentage, break effect, crit rate, because he is actually able to do a pretty decent amount of damage. So running any of this here can really help him out. Now hopping into our final character here, which is Miss Huo Huo. She just came out in the game. If you haven't pulled her or you didn't pull her, then I'm sorry for you, but we're going to talk about how to build her anyways, because I'm sure she'll have a rerun in the future. Anyways, Huo Huo is really amazing. For her, just run 4-piece actor space. You want her to be as fast as possible. Her things last for 2 turns, but you want her to be getting her ult back up as much as possible, so she has the energy regen to provide to your team, and that juicy attack bonus as well. Now, on top of this, you can run 4-piece Wanderer depending on the people you're running her with. If you're running her with Dragon Danny, or if you're running any of these characters with Dragon Danny, I would recommend 4-piece Wanderer because it gives you that extra skill point at the beginning of battle. Now, hopping in to the actual light cones themselves, you can actually run her signature light cone, which is Night of Fright, really good for her, or you could run S3 post-op conversation if you have it. That's what I would recommend there. It's really going to be good for her. I'm not going to lie, it's super busters. It's really good. Because even though you're not getting the outgoing healing boost, you're getting the energy. That's why I recommend S3, so you can get her ultimate back up just that much faster. Now, if you're wanting to know a free-to-play light cone, use Hey over here. If you're watching this after this event ends and this light cone's no longer available, then I have another option for you. Just wait for that. This is going to be great. It provides an extra 8% to max HP, and it also provides increased outgoing healing whenever you use your skill, so this is going to be really good for her as far as healing your team up. Now, like I said, the other option you could run here is going to be multiplication, just because she does use her basic attack quite a bit. So this will be advancing for her to action by 20% at S5, meaning she can get her ultimate back up that much quicker. This is going to be really good for her. That's what I recommend. Now let's hop into this main and substats. On the body, I recommend going outgoing healing boost here, On the feet, it's going to be speed. On the sphere is going to be HP percentage, and on the robe is going to be energy regen right here. For those other substats, you're going to be wanting to run HP percentage, flat HP, speed, and effect resistance. Like I said, all these substats are the same for everyone. And also, another thing I can recommend here is generally the sets you run are just about the same for anyone. If you want it to be fast, run 4-piece Hackerspace. If you want a mix between speed and healing, passerby Hackerspace mix. If you want full healing, you run HP and Hackerspace. That's something that can be said for all these characters here, except for Luocha. Luocha is the only outstanding factor here in this whole equation, right? Same thing for the substats. Substats are just about the same for everyone. So if you're getting these substats of any gear, keep them because you can use them for your healers. Can be really good for them. And yeah, that's really all I have to say for today's video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. There will be playlists for the other guides we have done, and if you're watching this in the future, then there'll be guides for the other ones we did as well, because we're doing every single type of character in Honkai Star Rail as well. On top of this, we have full guides on most of these characters on the channel. I'll put probably a full list for all my single build guides on here as well at the end of the video, so check that out if you haven't already. Anyways, gamers, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one later. Bye bye.